In this case, we're asked to sketch the graph for x squared plus 6x plus 12y minus 3 is equal to 0. And what you'll notice right away is that this equation is given in general form. We have an x squared term. We do not have a y squared term, but we have an x squared term and a y term. And what that means is that it's definitely a parabola. And the problem with the general form, of course, is that we don't know which way it opens, but we do know that since it's an x squared parabola with a y, we know that either opens upwards or downwards. We just don't know which one it is. So what we need to do is we need to go through the motions of converting it to an x minus h squared is equal to 4p times y minus k. And so once I accomplish that, then I will be able to know exactly the orientation of that parabola, and I will know where the vertex is, and I will know where the focus is as well. So let's rewrite it. Nice thing about this parabola is that the x squared term and the x terms are already lined up. So we've got x squared plus 6x, and remember that I have to complete the square here. So I'm going to take the b value over 2. So b over 2 is equal to, well, that would be 6 over 2, and that would be 3, but I need to square it, so it's b over 2 squared, and that's going to give me a value of 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both, to add 9, and I'm going to subtract 9, and we still have the plus 12y minus 3 is equal to 0. And at this point now I have a perfect square with my first 3 terms of trinomial. That's going to factor out to x plus 3 all squared, and we still have to collect like terms, and so we've got minus 9 minus 3, which is minus 12 plus 12y is equal to 0. So let's bring those 2 terms over to the other side, so put it into standard form. So we've got x plus 3 all squared is equal to minus 12y plus 12. And now I can factor out the negative 12, so we've got x plus 3 all squared is equal to minus 12 times y minus 1. And now we know that the vertex, with this information, we know that the vertex is located at the point negative 3 comma 1, and we know that the p-value, since it's 4p, is equal to negative 12, the p-value is equal to negative 3. So we know that the focus is located 3 units inside the parabola, away from the vertex. And we also know that since it's an x squared parabola and the p-value is negative, we also know that this parabola opens downwards. And so that's a great start. So now we can start to think about how we're going to sketch this. So we've got an x and a y axis, and negative 3 comma positive 1 is over negative 3 and up 1 units. So there's our point, and I'll label that minus 3 comma positive 1. And we know that the parabola opens downwards, and again, this is only a sketch, so I don't know, it doesn't necessarily cross right here. I mean, this is a very poor sketch, in fact. All I know is that it opens downwards from negative 3 comma 1. I also know that the distance to the focus is 3 units, and that's important because what that means is that through my axes of symmetry, if I go down 3 units, I will end up at the focus, and so the focus is going to be located 3 units below the vertex, and 3 units below the vertex will take me to the point negative 3 comma 1 minus 3, which will take me to negative 2. So the focus is located at negative 3 comma negative 2, and not only that, I also know that my focal width is 12 units, and so what that means is that I can take that 12 and divide it evenly into 2 parts, 6 and 6, and so now I can determine 2 other points on my parabola by adding 6 to the x value. So the one of the points on the vertex is going to be at minus 3 plus 6, which is positive 3 comma negative 2, and the other point is going to be minus 3 minus 6, which will take me to minus 9 comma minus 2. So there's our 3 points. So there's 3 points on this parabola. That's lots of information for us to plot it.